Oh, click that bell for new content so you never miss an upload. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit subscribe. Thanks for hanging out here on ELUMINATE. Yup, it's myself, Erica Perrott, and it's time for Conspiracy Realist with Tony J, the one and only, also known as my hooker. Everyone's favorite trucker, just telling it like it is, you know, because he gets it. He holds the key to his release, just like you hold the key to your release. So stick around because today we have got some topics of interest for you. What are they? Audits, cannabis, Delta variant. Oh my! Yup, we're gonna talk about the audits, and we're gonna look at a company, Trulieve to be exact, because, well, they're making a huge imprint in my hometown, good old West Virginia. And when you know it, they have Pennsylvania ties. But they're based out of Florida. But they're about to be the first. It's amazing what you'll find when you do a little bit of research. So stick around because I've got a lot for you, and I know Tony is fired up this week as well. So here we go.
My hooker.
My hooker, what's going on? Look at you, sitting pretty in the big rig. I'll leave the light on.
Exactly. But better.
You're good either way. You're good. You really don't have a glare. I promise. You're good.
All right.
So,
awesome. You look nice tonight.
Well, thank you. I've had an eventful day.
And I'm very proud of you for your day.
2 Zooms in one day. Whoop whoop.
Damn it, girl.
Excuse me. And it's been an eventful, bittersweet kind of day. So, you know, I'm not upset. Just, you know, I'm mourning, but it's all good.
Deserve it. You deserve a good day.
I do deserve a good day, but, you know, with good days still come things that have to be done for the future.
You know what? I was thinking about this.
What's up?
Actually, I was thinking about this yesterday, and pissed off that people won't get off their ass and go back to work, but yet they want all this stuff, right? And it got me started was people, well, I got a tax refund. Well, how much did you pay? $4. $4 in taxes? Yeah, how much you get back? $12,000. Then you didn't get a refund. You got a welfare check. You got social. But if you want to work hard, you can get what you deserve in life. And that's what you've done is you've worked hard to get what you wanted and deserve in life. People don't comprehend that. If you want something, you have to work towards it.
Yes, and you know what else they don't comprehend? Just because you're in your lane doesn't mean you won't get run over. Because if you're in your lane but not doing anything, other people they will run you over. You will get ran over. You have to still be moving. Action.
Obviously, they never played Frogger when they was growing up.
No, they didn't grasp that concept. Escaped them apparently, but you know it happens. It happens to the best of us. There's concepts that have escaped us all. None of us are immune to it, but you know it is what it is. We can't get mad about it. We just got to roll with the punches. That's all we can do. So let's see here. Audits, cannabis, and the Delta variant. Where do you want to start first?
Well, ironically, the Delta variant is apparently viciously attacking people that's had 2 vaccinations already, 2 jabs. And
that is interesting.
Well, and I got to ask a question. Maybe you can tell me. Either is the vaccine good or the PCR test bad? Because if the vaccine is good, then people shouldn't be catching COVID, right? Shouldn't have to wear a mask. You shouldn't have to social distance. But if the PCR test is bad, like the inventor said it was, then it can't detect COVID anyway.
I can't answer that question, but I can say this. There is not any, okay. The smallpox vaccine is the only vaccine I can think of that has actually eradicated whatever it was originally planned to eradicate. But even with that, it took 17 years to get the right combination. So since we can't get the right combination to eradicate the flu, even, I don't understand your question, Tony. That's what it brings you back to. I don't understand how to answer your question.
My conspiracy side said that last year we didn't have flu cases, and it's not as many people took the flu shot. Now I'm convinced. I took one flu shot in my life when I worked in a hospital because it was kind of pressured. You need to take a flu shot, and I got the flu. The only time in my life I've had the flu after I took the shot.
Same.
So I don't know that it, but I just know you're injecting live cultures in somebody. It's gonna get certain people's gonna get sick, and I got sick.
It's gonna get sticky. I mean, I'm a really good example. Like, you know, I went off a few episodes ago about military. You don't have a choice. Like, it's worse than trying to get your child into school, because into school there's like 5 shots or whatever you gotta have, and your TB test. Okay, well, the military, it's like any and everything they're poking and jabbing you with, and the mandatory things are definite you're getting. Well, I never took the flu shot. Never took it. When I went in, I had to start taking it. That's when I started getting the flu. But I didn't just get the flu because, see, growing up, I had asthma, which means once you've all had asthma, yes, you can outgrow it, but you are always susceptible to it. And whenever things flare up that are respiratory, if you've been asthma prone before, it's usually doubled the severity. Well, for me, I would get the flu all those years I was in, and they stuck me with the flu vaccine. And I didn't just get the flu. Like, I got the flu, I got bronchitis, I then got fluid on the lungs. I had one year my lung collapsed because I had double fucking pneumonia. I was in the hospital every year. I was in the service. I was in the hospital with the flu and other things that then had come on because my body was already fighting that and was weak. So as soon as I got out, I quit taking it. Guess who's not had the flu since?
Coincidence, I'm sure. Just
Yep. Pure coincidence, Tony. You know, but again, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. You've had smallpox vaccine, polio, measles, TB, all those vaccines, right?
I don't know that I had the polio vaccine.
Well, you should have had when you were a kid, because the polio epidemic was started by scientists in a little town called Wytheville, Virginia, a couple hours from here. Devastated.
Speaking of which, did you know polio is kind of making a comeback? There's like a new thing that, well, they started talking about it last year, that there's this thing that could potentially affect school age children, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, ironic. That sounds a lot like polio. Ironic. Y'all predicting that this is potentially going to be a problem around the time kids go back to school.
Have all those vaccines you've had in your life,
mm-hmm.
Do you go back and get tested to see if you have polio? Do you go back and get tested for tuberculosis? Do you get tested for smallpox? No. So why the hell are these dumbasses going to get tested for COVID if they had a vaccine? That's where my question's going to. The test is no good, or the vaccine is no good. Why are you getting tested again if you've had 2 vaccines?
But Tony, what if you're incorrect in saying that either? What if both are no good?
Oh, what if you're just a sheep and you do what you're told?
Oh my God, did you listen to that song I sent you? Did you watch the video? Did you watch the video?
Now, I mean, watch the video.
Granted, you got to take the time into account of when they wrote that song, but I get it. Like, y'all, they depicted it though. They showed the politics to the media, and what happens as soon as you start thinking outside the box for yourself, you're automatically a traitor. And they want to kill you for it, even though they're trying to lead you to the damn slaughter anyway. So they just want you to die as long as it's for their cause.
I heard that one today, and I can't remember who sings and how it goes, but if you think they put a man on the moon,
yes, I know what song you're talking about, because it's
I started listening to the lyrics of it today. I was like, oh my God, they were telling us all the way back then what was going on.
like I've always said, music speaks, and people who don't listen, I'm grateful. It's a blessing and a curse. I can hear a song once and I know the lyrics, and the second time it's just like, oh man, like I really feel the lyrics because now I know them, so I'm not listening to hear what's coming. But music speaks. That's like there's a group, Zager and Evans. You remember the group from back in the day, way back in the day? They have a song called "In the Year 2525." If you don't remember that song, like the actual lyrics, you should look them up because they literally everything that they said in this song has already come to pass. They predicted it, but they predicted it so because their minds couldn't comprehend that it'll be just in the next few years. They had it, yeah, you know. So like the song starts out in the year 2525. You know what? Now that I'm on the spot, I can't think of the lyrics. Any other time I could tell you. I'd be like, oh, that was the song. But you know, it talks about we won't need another to have a child. They'll be grown in a test tube. You can pick the eye color. You know, you can pick your sons and daughters too. And it's just like, oh, we didn't have to get to 2525. We were doing that in the 90s. It became really big in the early
Dolly
2000s.
the clone sheep.
You know, like, but yeah, you got to go look those lyrics up. In the year 2525, Zager and Evans, because, like I've said, musicians are prophets in their own right. I don't care what anybody says. The greats, they were prophets in their own right. They wrote about things that there's no way they could have known and didn't even live to see.
That's terrible, not to get to see it.
Well, terrible, or is it a blessing?
Yeah, that's true. I'm just gonna say, no, it ain't.
You know, my grandmother always said, don't cry for me. I'm at peace. You still living in this turmoil. When I'm gone, let me be gone. And, you know, it was like, she's got a point. She's like, right. She is at peace. She's got the ultimate blessing. She does not have to wake up and deal with whatever bullshit gets thrown today. While still trying to be a gentle, kind human. Because some of y'all make it hard. I love the Lord, but some of God's children, y'all need smacked. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Some of them people need God.
Right, because whoever they praying to is false. Stop.
Did you see Joe Biden talking about at his town hall, talking about QAnon, thinking that Democrats like him drink the blood of young children?
Listen, you can't make that up, but at the same time, I don't believe shit about shit. Here's why. One, that probably wasn't even Joe Biden. Two, it probably was CG'd and they put again, it was probably a fucking hologram. It was probably one of those deep fakes. And even if it wasn't a deep fake, I don't know because I wasn't there. So anything you show me that regards to anybody in politics right now, I don't know. I'm not believing it, but I don't know. I can't even. I don't even have a response or a reaction. I don't know. Just that's about it. That's about it. Wait and see. You know, because there's so much out there going on, and there's so much information, and it's so easy to make one little thing look like whatever you want it to look like.
The green screen. You did a video on that.
Yep, it's on my Buy Me a Coffee, and it's not that hard. Hell, you don't even need a green screen. All you need is a white sheet. You can do it with a white sheet or a green screen, either or.
Oh, we can't talk about white sheets, man. That's racist. And don't mention flag. That's racist.
A black person said it so they can suck my big toe. But anyways, you know, it's ironic that a lot of people have no clue why so many of us are as outraged as we are. And I feel like, you remember, was it Sesame Street or was it the Muppets? Where they were like, today, boys and girls, the word of the day is blah, blah, blah. Which one was that? That's what I feel like. It was Sesame Street, wasn't it?
Was that the woman looked in the mirror, romper room, or?
No, it was one of, it was Sesame. It was Bert and Ernie that had the word of the day, or it was the Muppets. It was one of the two. It wasn't a woman in a mirror.
Bert and Ernie, then.
It might have been Bert and Ernie, but either way, today, boys and girls, the letter we're going to learn is in Nuremberg Code. That's why a lot of us are pissed off people, okay? Nuremberg Code. You all need to go look it up. And even the most in tune individual will sometimes not know about something that's out there. Like, for example, Joey. He can tell me so much stuff that I'm like, ah! But the other night I looked at him, I was like, well, the freaking Nuremberg Code, I was like, that's why I can't get behind the vaccine. I was like, it doesn't just violate one, it violates all 10. I was like, and you don't even need 10, you just need to violate one. And it's punishable. It's punishable up to the punishment of death. I was like, I got a problem with them pushing shit that is violating a code that was put in place to distinctly stamp out shit like this. Like, I don't know, because it happened during the Nuremberg trials. We're trying to not have another Nazi thing. That's why they put it in place. But we got a bunch of y'all that have no clue that it even exists.
They have
my
no
beautiful fiance. He had no clue. He stood there and read it and was like, Erica. I was like, look, put your mouth up, pick your mouth up. And now do you understand? I was like, it's not as simple as it goes against my religion. It's not as simple as I just don't want to take it because y'all shit usually don't work. It's not that. Most of us, to our core, that are highly pissed about this vaccine push is because we understand they have violated so many laws.
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
That's exactly what it is.
Illegal. So, again, boys and girls, the word of the day today is Nuremberg, as in Nuremberg trials or the Nuremberg Code.
Nuremburg. Look it up. Look at the experimentation on Jewish people under Nazi rule. All those Nazi scientists and doctors came to the United States and was placed in our government, placed in NASA. Look that shit up. Those people are still doing the exact same thing in our country they did in Hitler's Germany. Don't kid yourself. What's going on?
Amen. Amen.
Speaking of that.
Where you want to go now?
Well, apparently wanting to know that you won fair and square is anti-democratic on election.
No,
wanting to count every vote is fraudulent. Wanting people to show an ID is fraud. They want a fucking vaccine passport, but you don't have to have an ID to vote.
No, Tony, this is what really gets my goat. You can't leave the state if you're trying to fly without an ID. But all of a sudden, we got all these disadvantaged Americans that we're discriminating against if we ask them for an ID to prove that they are who they are when they show up to vote. All I got to say is this. When I die, please don't let me vote Democrat.
That's right.
But
you know what?
As my friend, that is your job.
If I was a black person or any other minority, I would be so pissed off that these people think that I'm so stupid I can't get an identification device, a card.
Well, first off,
come on, I can't buy beer.
If you're on welfare, you can't get it without having an ID.
Unless you're an illegal immigrant. Unless you're an illegal immigrant. I watched an interesting video today.
That's not everywhere, Tony. And even then, you have to end up getting some type of identification.
My name's Jose. Okay.
You know, it's all documented. They follow the rules.
Oh yeah. I think, and here's my other thing. Back for a minute to the vaccines. If this pandemic was so serious, this Delta variant was so bad, why the hell aren't they vaccinating every son of a bitch they let across that border? You got them right there. They're corralled up. They ain't got no choice. If they want to come in, pow, take a shot. But they're not giving them shots. Why, Erica? Because this is a depopulation plan. We got to get rid of the middle class. People like me and you.
But see, time out. That kind of fucks your whole theory up, because if it's a depopulation plan across the board, those are exactly who you're trying to wipe out as well. So you would be jabbing them no matter the consequences.
They want two classes, elites and servants. All these people are from third world countries. They're used to being servants. People like me and you, Nah, fuck that. We ain't doing that. I'll work
Yes.
for my money. I don't need to carry your shit to you, Pelosi. Go to hell,
Okay, you're right. You're okay. I see where you're coming from there. Yeah, very good point. Yes, you are. Yeah. Unfortunately,
The middle class has had a taste of freedom. Has had a taste of the little bit of freedom they think, or they let us think we have. But they've given us the opportunity to make money, extort taxes from us, but we can still buy shit we like. And
but not before you pay a healthy tax for it, though.
Of course, yeah. But they need the middle class gone, because also the middle class holds money. They hold investments, they hold metals, all this stuff. And they can't have all the money if we've got part of it. So they got to get rid of the middle class. Then you have a class of servants, and you got the class of elites, which is basic communism, is how it works.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't last for long. It's a cycle. Even if you get it down to 2 classes, it will always bridge back out to 3, because at some point there's going to be some amount of servants available and hard enough work scrolled away, and it starts creating another stair step. So you can't eradicate the stair step that's naturally going to happen as time goes on, because you can't police people.
Worthless ass teachers won't teach history, just like the Nuremberg. History wasn't taught to these people of what happened in Nazi Germany. I had a waiter that had no clue when I was talking about that stuff. What are you talking about? Who's Hitler?
Yeah, never heard it.
This guy was 19 years old and didn't know about World War II, didn't know about Hitler, didn't know what happened and all that. Of course, I wasn't there, but all the stuff I've read states this happened. There was lots of pictures, so they didn't have CGI back then, but I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they just wasn't sharing it with us yet.
You never know. I mean, technology, by the time the general public gets it, it's already at least 5 years old. You're not getting, at least, keyword there, you're not getting top of the line, state of the art, fresh off of the idea chain. You're getting something that's already been used in the market. It's old to them, but it's new to us. You know, it's no different than hand-me-down clothes. That's what it is.
Look how excited they are over that 5G phone, and it's going to kill them all with the nanotechnology. And those vaccines will fry their bodies.
Okay, so time out. So you just said that. Have you ever watched the series of movies called The Kingsman?
I have not.
Okay. You need to watch the first one, because it's ironic that there have been major speculations that there's some type of technology in these shots. And then you've got all this other speculations around 5G and what its full capabilities are and what those capabilities, what harms they can cause. Well, in that movie, it's ironic. The supervillain, his main plan was to create like a radio wave frenzy that would cause people, it would trigger. Okay, you know how like you can listen to certain music and it makes you feel a certain way. So he had learned, you know, which vibrations could trigger that feeling of aggression. And it was funny because the song they used in the movie was Freebird. And the place they chose to test it was at one of these little backwoods churches in Kentucky where they're like real extremists, right? But everybody, he was like this billionaire, and he gave everyone a free SIM card, which gave you access to unlimited internet for life. That was his gift back to the world. But
Bill Gates.
But in actuality, what it was it turned every cell phone into this device, a transmitter. So whenever he turned that thing on and Freebird started fucking playing simultaneously, there was nothing you could do. You were overtaken by it, and people just started killing each other. Like an entire fucking war breaks out in this church when they test it. Now, how ironic. We have these theories of what could and couldn't happen behind the 5G and behind the shot. And we already got movies that's been out for, I forget what year that movie came out, but yeah, there was 2 of them.
I think that Colorado shooter was a victim of that.
Probably.
MK Ultra, one of the two. Something triggered him out of the blue, just triggered him.
Well, it happens to the best of us when you're crazy, because that's what they will immediately say. And you could have had a tie with somebody who was an extremist, but your tie was y'all was in kindergarten together. You never saw the motherfucker after that, but you have extremist ties. So I take media, MSM, good old MSM. I take them with a grain of salt, because if it bleeds, it leads. So I can't.
Well, you know how poor our state is, right?
Right.
So I drive along the highways every day, and I'm seeing all of these taxpayer-paid employees driving taxpayer-funded Jeep Grand Cherokees. I drive an old Dodge Durango. I can't afford a new Jeep Grand Cherokee to drive up down the interstate to do state business on. I think it's a shame, as poor as our state is, we're either number 1 or 2, depending on what survey you see or what statistics we are. Why in the hell are we spending that kind of money, paying for that kind of gas for these people? They all need to have little smart cars or Toyota Priuses or something. Get 50 miles a gallon, and I don't give a damn how much storage you have.
It's funny. My grandmother always had a saying when I asked for some dumb shit, like where I wasn't grateful. Like, for example, come home from school, have a new pair of shoes, but not say thank you. Be like, but why aren't they Reebok? But your feet covered. How about a thank you? That's kind of how I feel about the state. Y'all just need a vehicle to get from A to B. No one said it had to be brand new. No one said that it had to be serviced at the dealership every month.
Hey, Hertz sells their cars.
No one said anything. But you all deem that these officials need to get where they're going to help better our lives, and our tax dollars pay for it. Okay, get them a car that gets them from A to B. Because I see a lot of official vehicles that be on some unofficial business.
Oh yeah, I like seeing all these big guys riding around in these Denali's and all that. No.
Why do you need a Denali? Why?
Because you're an elitist. You're an elitist, and you think you're better than the people paying your salary.
You are is you're a motherfucking thief.
Exactly.
You're taking extreme advantages of a situation, and it's liable to bite you in the ass. Because, when you're dependent upon others for your wealth, you probably shouldn't shit on them, because people get tired of that.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a base filling these accounts back up, which we're that base, we're the ones that fill them back up. I didn't say we make them full, but we're the ones that keep an influx flowing in, so it shows. So when they go call somebody for a loan, they can be like, but this is what comes in. This is what we can expect. If they keep shitting on people, and people, God, I wish y'all would hurry up and get tired and quit paying taxes. Can all y'all pull a John McAfee at one time, please? Because as soon as you do it, you will have checked Washington so fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? You know why people won't do that? Because it actually doesn't take that much energy. It just requires you stepping outside of fear and operating on, you know what? I do pay these bills. Let me go on up over here. I ain't paying you shit today. It requires you to act outside of what is the norm. And I know sometimes that feels rough, but try it. You might be shocked what happens.
I call my senators every week, sometimes multiple times a week. I went tax exempt. I'm tired of paying for these assholes to talk down to me.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yes. Like, do your job. No one's asking you to be a superhero. Fuck, we don't even really want you up there that much. We want you there when you need to be there. You need to be back here in the community so you actually know what you're up there fighting for and running and lobbying about. So,
they should be paid the average of every district they represent. So Fat Jimmy shouldn't be making what he's making. He should be making $35,000 a year if that's what the state average is. He wants a raise. Get some jobs in here, asshole. There you go.
You know, this is how I feel about it. If politicians are going to make a career out of politics, they can't have any business holdings. That's how it should be.
Right.
If you're
True
going to
story.
be making a career out of politics, all business dealings, you don't get to have personal ones. Plain and simple. None. Because you are sitting in the prime position to circumvent some laws and create some animosities and do some dumb shit, like, you know, and have people feeling some kind of way. Like, for example, Justice. The state was suffering, but he owned property, and all of his property was still flourishing, even though a lot of it is a hotel and casino and restaurant, which that portion of it was shut down. But guess what? He's got cottages, all kinds of things. They could social distance. And what was that you learned today, Tony? What did you learn about the Greenbrier today?
They were 90% occupancy since the COVID bans went into effect. People from California, New York, Illinois were all coming to the Greenbrier to stay in them high-priced rooms for the last year and 6 months, 5 months. Places that had extreme lockdowns.
Yep. So
But you can come to the Greenbrier and have a normal life.
Now, see, I'm not opposed to people owning businesses, but if you're in politics, you should have no business in business.
I think
you should step away. You should step away during those years.
Yeah,
that's just how I feel about it.
You should be audited. Everybody in your family should be audited. All your friends should be audited. Anybody that you can funnel money through should be audited every single year. And sorry, that's the price of being a politician. You don't like it, don't run.
Yeah, it's called transparency.
That's right.
Because you're supposed to be up there working for the people. But a lot of them are up there pussyfooting around and sticking their dick in whatever's wet. Nobody's got time for that.
Pelosi's son, how rich he is, how much money he's made. Look at Biden's son, how much he's made. Kerry's stepson, how much he's made.
And what have they done?
They haven't done shit. They got a name. They're selling the name is all they're selling.
They're funnels.
But I was getting pissed off about West Virginia because I grew up out in Wayne County, and I know some guys that can grow some really good weed, and they've legalized weed in this state.
I'm glad you went there because that is the hard hitter. Where, listen, do you see this? Do you see this? That's just an nth of what I have uncovered. But go ahead.
I can't figure out why our state is going to a company based out of Pennsylvania, owned by, is it the woman in Florida or president or whatever? But this company's based out of Pennsylvania is going to come in here and sell weed in our state. How is that helping anybody in our state?
Stop. See, let's break it down. This is that portion of the show. We're going to slow it down because everybody's going to learn something. Even I learned even more because our Zoom has gotten put off this week. And so I actually sat down and did some more digging. Okay, so let's get some things straight so we understand exactly who we're talking about, because there's a lot of moving, working parts for this facility in Lesage. Now, Trulieve is the company from Florida. Kim Rivers, that's the name that popped up that day in my spectrum right before you and I started a Zoom. And she's the CEO of Trulieve. Now, Trulieve they are an industry leader in the cannabis field right now. Their company, 6 months ago, because every 6 months you have to produce your balance sheet. And on their balance sheet, 6 months ago, because it's now time for a new one to come out, but they had posted a position of $194 million in cash. Okay, listen, that had almost doubled since the quarter before. Now, when you're looking at a balance sheet for a company, the next thing you definitely want to look at is, okay, what's their inventory doing? Because if their inventory is not moving faster than that number or at the same rate, then we got a problem with why you got so much cash posted. Well, they are. They're a 100% organic grown company, because then you keep going down their balance sheet and what they call goodwill intangible assets, which are bullshit assets. the best example I can give you of a goodwill asset is, Tony, you're one of those people that robs Peter to always pay Paul. You know that I've got a company that's sitting in the green, so you come acquire me, and that now makes your books look green. But you really ain't green. You're only green because you bought me. Okay, that's a bullshit asset. They don't have any of those. It's that number, their bullshit assets is like super low, which is rare for any company of, especially of this size. In 2019, they start, let me double check my numbers here. 2019, in 2021, they announced in April that they've acquired Solivo Wellness West Virginia LLC. And it's 3 permits. Okay, well, here's where a lot of people are being thrown off. In 2019, the DHHR in West Virginia began open application process, and it was open for 60 days. You could apply for your dispensary, growing, all of these permits. This was after, you know, that the bill had finally passed in 2017. Well, that same year, Trulieve was already working on acquiring Solivo Wellness. Now, Solivo Wellness, again, is a huge company that is based out of PA. All right? They have offices in a few different places, including Washington. They also have what are called subsidiary companies, which is basically what Solivo Wellness West Virginia LLC is. All right. On a whole, Trulieve they acquired to the tune of spending $66 million. They not only acquired Solivo, but they got Keystone Relief, and they also got Pure Pen LLC and Pioneer Leasing and Consulting LLC. They spent $20 million alone getting Solivo Wellness. Out of that $20 million, $650,000 was for this West Virginia part, the Wellness West Virginia portion of Solivo, okay? Now, here's my problem with the entire process. You say you want to keep it local. That's your aim. That's your goal. You're excited to help usher this new thing in to the state of West Virginia and be a part of it. But your company is growing so fast that you can't keep up with you're almost at the place that you can't keep up with your current demand. Now, once you have these permits, doesn't matter what state you grow in, you can ship them wherever you have businesses for sale. If you are already a company that is exhausting your supply versus the demand, and you have a product that you cannot speed up the process, it happens as it happens, plus it also has to pass testing. So even though it may have grown, if it gets to the testing phase when they send it in and half the batch they can't sell it, they trash it, well, then there's more time that they need. So with all these factors into play, how much of what is going to be grown in that 100,000 acre or square foot, the 100,000 square feet facility in Lesage, how much of that do you think is going to actually stay in the state? When you already have dispensaries, other places, and you're going to open 9, you are going to have basically like the first 9 on this medical side in the state because of what you've acquired. And they're also in the process of acquiring Mountaineer Holdings and its cultivation and dispensary permits, which, mind you, once all these acquisitions, once the dust settles and they're all settled and Trulieve owns them all, they will be a fully, from seed to distribution, vertical presence in the state of West Virginia, like that.
And they'll control the costs, and it's monopoly going on, the whole thing.
Yes. So my question again, how much of this is going to stay in the state? I'm sure you're going to hire local, because I almost feel like cannabis is about to become the new coal, if that makes sense. Meaning, you will drain these backwoods places in your mind of labor while not giving a damn thing back. I almost feel like this is what we're about to see with cannabis.
Our senator, and I'm in the middle of digging this up, but Manchin is heavily invested in this shit. And I can't track it.
Manchin owns greenhouses. And here's the thing. Manchin owns properties that have greenhouses on them. Okay. So he's well protected, as in, even if his money is in this, it's really hard to find. Like, it's not readily available, that information. But it's beautiful. When you own property, you just become a leaseholder. You're not responsible for what they do on that, but I guarantee you he knows exactly what they're doing, and he's only leasing out for an exorbitant freaking amount. It's an income every day, all day. It's set up to be an income loophole. Kind of like when a person owns a business, they own the building, and then they rent the building to themselves so they can write the rent off.
There's dispensaries up there where you're at, right?
There are, and Trulieve is one of them because, like I said, even though they are a leader in the industry and they are the top in Florida, they're numero uno in Florida, okay? And they've got some dispensaries here, as well as Solivo or Solovo, however you say it, Solivo, I don't know, it's Solevo, Solvio, who knows? I don't know. You know these companies, kind of like some ethnic people. They got a name and some shit you can't pronounce and don't make no kind of sense. But anyways, or spell it some dumb kind of way that makes no kind of sense. But yes, they already have dispensaries. They've got dispensaries. How many states did they say right now? Right now, okay. As of November 2020, Trulieve accelerated their expansion as a multi-state operator, entering their 5th state and reaching 71 stores nationally. That was as of November 2020. And this is
much money coming across that.
And this is who you, West Virginia, choose to let go first.
The problem is, all that money's going to go out of the state. Just like the coal mine stuff happened. Yes, all these out-of-state people come in, hoard us out, took our resources, took our money, and got the hell out of Dodge. It's exactly what's happening with pot.
What? Did I not?
Here, that money's not going to be here.
No, you know why it's not? Because it's Trulieve, West Virginia. It's Trulieve, but Trulieve, West Virginia LLC is the DBA, meaning the DBA only tells you where you're allowed to do business and what they can call you while doing business in that location. But home is where you pay your taxes. And well, my good people, home for Trulieve is in Florida. It's not West Virginia.
It's not going to help us at all. Not that kind of.
Yep. So there you are. For all of you all that couldn't wait to hear it, there it is. How's it helping West Virginia? Okay, so they're going to come in and hire people for probably dirt as low as they possibly can.
Well, not right now. They're going to have to pay big money to get anybody to work.
Yeah, right now they will. Excuse me. Right now they will. You're right. They'll have to have an incentive. But at the same time, in that industry, it's not hard to get an incentive. And here's why it's not hard. They're going to have to pay a pretty penny because people know what they could get paid if they leave the state to go help you cultivate. Because I've got friends that did it. They left and went to Colorado or wherever for a month and just stood there cleaning weed. That's all they did, just shook weed, and it's not hard to do. I've done it. Hemp and weed, when you pull it, you have to do it the same way. I was blessed to get to hang out with Kara when she did it. And I got to take that whole process in of the drying and how you have to cut it down and, how it has to be stored and how you got to shake it, the tubs and, as it's settling and drying out. So people get paid very handsomely. That's why people would just leave and go work somewhere for a month out of the state to do this. So they're going to have to pay out the ass to get workers, but they're exploiting. You can't tell me they're not, because I guarantee you, every piece of paper for tax reasons does not sit in the state of West Virginia.
Nope. I guarantee you're right.
I bet if I had a nut, I'd bet my left nut on it.
I'll loan you one here.
So it'll be interesting to watch how this all unfolds because, like I said, that whole operation starts ramping up very soon. Very soon. Because they can grow indoors. It's a climate control building that they acquired there in Lesage. So we'll just have to keep watch.
Well, baby, I would love to keep chatting with you, but the government says I have to get some work done before I go to sleep.
Well, guess what? My life says I have to finish getting work done because 2 Zooms means I need to edit, and, well, dinner is done, and I'm hungry. So enjoy and drive safe. I'm glad we got to sit down and learn some things from each other tonight.
Exactly. Nuremberg Code. Everybody look up the Nuremberg Code.
Nuremberg Code. I'll even put it on the screen. It's scrolling. Imagine it scrolling. It probably really will be.
Oh my, you got chirons now.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right, Hooker. Have a good night.
Thank you for your support and thanks for tuning in. Remember, sharing is caring too. And for even more ways that you can support my work, check out the link in the description called BioLink because it's going to get you to every one of these pages listed here and more that have to do with me. Yep, it's one convenient place and it is always updated. So I look forward to seeing you on my Facebook, my Instagram, and definitely check out Instagram. There's a fun new thing going on over there with music, and you can get involved. ELUMINATE is back because, well, we never know what's about to happen in this crazy, crazy world during these times, and I hope that you come back to hang out with Tony and I on our next episode because I am far from done with Trulieve. His work schedule did not allow time for me to drop the real bombs. So, see you then, and until then, go ahead and like and subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss new content right here on These Are the Times. You hold the key to your release, and until next time, make it a beautiful day.